Let's be aware of our heart, our crown, and our hands, and raise our hands in blessing position. We're going to bless targets. So since this is Father's Week, we are going to focus on our Father's targets. And through that, through the law of karma, we will pray that our targets also materialize. So first, let's bless our Father's financial target. If you're not aware of the target, that's okay. You can still bless it. And then let's bless our own financial target with golden light coming from our crown and pink light coming from our heart. Bless our financial target. Let's bless our health target. First, let's bless our father's health target. So if there's any ailment that your father is suffering from, you can bless them. Bless that this ailment be resolved. Now let's bless our own health target. Let's be aware that medical expenses can drain a family entirely. So if we keep ourselves healthy and we keep our father healthy through blessings, then that also is a form of prosperity. Since this week's topic is finance and father. Okay, let's also raise our hands, and we're working on the relationship with the father this week. So please be aware of your father's presence in front of you. Raise your hands. Raise your hands in blessing position. Raise your hands in blessing position. Be aware of your father's presence in front of you. If they are not in body, that's okay. You can still do forgiveness with them. Inhale slowly, exhale slowly. Let us be aware that just as we are a divine instrument, our Father also has divinity in them. So let's be aware, and let us say, I, the soul, salute the divinity within you. I, the soul, respect you. I, the soul, forgive you. I, the soul, forgive you for all those times when you were not able to protect me. I forgive you. Try to remember the event where you felt unprotected. Be aware that we all do everything we can at all times. So if your father was not able to do something, it's okay. There are times when we're not able to do something also. Again, take a deep breath. Visualize your father in front of you. Inhale slowly. Let us say, I, the soul, salute the divinity within you. I, the soul, respect you. I, the soul, forgive you for all the times that you were not able to protect me. I forgive you for not being there. I forgive you for not keeping me safe. I forgive you. Inhale slowly. Exhale slowly. Project light from your heart, pink light and golden light from your crown. Once again, let us pray to our Father. I, the soul, salute the divinity within you. I, the soul, love and respect you. I, the soul, forgive you for failing to protect me. I, the soul, forgive you for not keeping me safe all the time. I forgive you. Let's also ask for forgiveness. Please forgive me for all the times when I was not able to take care of you, for all the times when I was not able to protect you. Please forgive me. I forgive you. In case you find that you are not willing to forgive, that's okay. You can still project the pink energy and the golden energy from your crown. And slowly you may find that you're more at peace. So just project the energy, pink from your heart and gold from your crown. Just project the energy. If you're willing to consider forgiveness, you can just say that. I, the soul, am willing to consider forgiving you. Sometimes we find it hard to forgive, and it's okay. We can be tolerant with ourselves. I, the soul, salute the divinity within you. I, the soul, forgive you. Okay, let's also bless our spiritual target, whether it is to take pranic healing or to do meditation regularly. Just bless, bless, bless your spiritual target, bless your father's spiritual target. So the idea of blessing other people's target is using the law of karma. As we bless other people's target, we become entitled to receive more in that form. So that's the idea of blessing other people's targets. So if you notice when we meditate together physically, that was a long time ago when we used to meditate physically together, we would have a wish bowl and everybody would bless the wishes of everybody else. So today we're going to talk about the father aspect in the form of angels. So the reason I picked up the topic of protection today is because often we depend on our fathers for protection, right? And yeah, it's possible sometimes that they were not able to protect us fully. So what I wanted to talk about today is that angels are also developing. So it's not that just because somebody is an angel, they are a fully developed soul. So just as humans have a path of development, angels also have a path of development. So there are also hierarchies in the angelic kingdom. And so people, angels go from being in charge of one person or other, one chakra, to one person, to a family, to a community, to a city, to a country, to a planet, etc., etc., etc. So the angelic kingdom is also evolving. So the reason I like to think of the father in the role of the protector is because I think that's kind of sometimes what he does. For example, if somebody is bullying somebody, the chances are that they're going to say, I'm going to tell my dad. So nothing to say that moms can't take up this. It's just that today's focus or this week's focus is on the father aspect. So that's why I'm just picking up on things that are typically associated with the father aspect, but that in no means that the father is the only person who does that. Okay, so just wanted to add that your mother could also do it. But today we are focusing on the father. So one more thing with the father aspect is, do we ask? So, with angels, I think I've mentioned this before, that with angels, you have to ask. So there are lots of angels around, there's also angels of the air, the water, the sky, all kinds of things have angels. The question is that they're not going to interfere. They're not going to interfere with our free will unless we ask for help. So you may have noticed that even with the father, the mom, maybe someone who'll be like, okay, can I do this for you? Or can I do that for you? Usually, she may do things for you without really being asked, but the father will usually do things when you ask him to do something. So that again, I think as a father is just a personality thing. So again, there are some differences between the male and the female, but there are sometimes, so this brings me to a very interesting topic, which is that, sometimes you find males who are effeminate and you find females who are more, what should I say, masculine. That is because within us, there is a masculine aspect and there is a feminine aspect in every human being. So if you see pictures of, Shiva, where it's like Ardhanarishwar or whatever it's called. So basically it's like, it's half man and half woman. So what happens is that basically everybody has aspects of male and female, and a perfected soul actually has a balance between the male and the female. That's what makes them a perfected being. So as long as we are more feminine or we are more masculine, we are not a perfected being. So again, this is just my interpretation. Like, for example, if you look at some of the great teachers, you may find that they have a balance between, what should we say, compassion and justice, severity and kindness. So there's that balance. And I think it's the same with the father. The father aspect rather brings a certain amount of balance. In spirituality, the father is referred to often the supreme father. So to me, the way I like to think of this is that, and I have a YouTube video on this, on the Bhagavad Gita, on basically, involution of matter. So basically, consciousness is a process, consciousness as it evolves lower and lower and lower, and kind of impregnates matter. It's an involution. And once the involution is complete, that's when the next process of evolution starts. So the fact that the father sows a seed which causes an entire human being to be developed. Similarly, the father aspect of God causes, or determines that, okay, now we are going to have a universe, and he seeds the universe. Or if he or she is a what should I say, it's a term that is used to just be able to differentiate what we are talking about. So typically in spirituality, the father is respected, presented as the consciousness, and the female is represented as mula prakriti, or matter, or so that's basically it's the combination of the two that causes a human being to develop. It's also the combination of the two that causes a universe to be created. So again, going back to the father aspect, the father is also evolving. We've done a lot of forgiveness with the father. We'll be doing one more session tomorrow. And so yeah, I mean, I think of my father personally as an angel of support. He's no longer in the body, but if I sometimes need help, I would just remember him and be like, Papa, what should I do? And sometimes the answer will come. So, how we also pray to our ancestors, and we have this Pitra Puja thing. So I think that's because people who love us are always around as angels. So there's a story that I read once, a child who had passed away at an early age, came, the father had a dream about his child who had passed away at an early age. And, she was walking with a candle in a whole group of children. And her candle was not lit. So in the dream, he asked her, he's like, my child, everyone else's candle is lit. Why is your candle not lit? And the answer that he gets from the child in the dream is that, Papa, it's because you keep crying for me. And that's why my candle keeps going out. Okay. So what I was trying to communicate with this basically is that it's a story. It's somebody's dream. What I was trying to communicate is that, people who pass away, they're always there sometimes as angels. And that's probably why we pray to our ancestors up to 7 generations, is because they form part of the angelic kingdom. So one thing also to keep in mind is that when we go to sleep, we actually leave our physical body and we go to what's called the astral plane. Now, you have to keep in mind that at any given point of time, a large portion of the population, at least 1/3 of the world's population, is actually on the astral plane. And also on the astral plane are people who have recently left the body, who are in the process of moving to the other planes. So again, this brings us to another very interesting topic of the 7 planes, which I'm not going to get into right now because we don't have the time. We have a couple of YouTube videos on that if you want to watch it. But what I was basically trying to get to is that, there's the angelic kingdom, there is ancestors who are there, who you can call on for any kind of support, any kind of help, and hopefully they will come. But the important thing is to ask. With angels, you have to ask. With your father, you have to ask. With anybody, actually, you have to ask. Okay, so that brings us to the end of our topic today, which was angels in the form of the Father. Okay, I hope you enjoyed it, and we will see you at our next session, which is tomorrow.